Hello everyone and welcome again to Mission Alive. I'm sure most of you have heard of Pope Francis because he's not only a very important man in the Catholic Church, but he's a very important man in the world. People take notice of him. Well, Pope Francis wrote a very beautiful letter called Laudate Si. Laudate is rejoicing. Rejoicing in God's creation. That's what he's asking us to do. Rejoicing in God's creation. But usually we only rejoice in things that are beautiful, in things that are happy. We rejoice in birthdays. We rejoice at the birth of a child. We rejoice when people get married. We rejoice when students graduate from school. We rejoice when a man gets a new job or a promotion at work. We rejoice when good things happen. And so Pope Francis is calling on us to rejoice for the world around us. But the thing is, we have to look around us and notice our world and see if we can rejoice about it. When I was on the Trobriand Islands, every year we used to travel in by boat to Sardinia and after that back to the Trobes. So we came in 1 year and back, next year, 1 year and back. We got very used to what we were doing. In one time when we were coming back from Sardinia to the Trobes, a visiting priest came with us. And we were lying on our bunks in the cabin, reading books. And this visiting priest walked into the cabin, stood there, looked around and walked out. A little while later he did the same thing. Looked around, never said a word, walked out. The third time he did it. So the other priest who was lying on one of the bunks said to him, "Is something the matter?" And he said, "Yes. How can you lie on these bunks and read books when you are passing such beautiful scenery, mountains that are as beautiful as the mountains of Europe?" He had travelled and he knew what they were like. "These mountains on these islands are beautiful. Come out and look at them." And the priest on the bunk said, "Oh, well, when you've travelled backwards and forwards for 10 or so years, you get used to that beauty and it's good to read a book. You get used to that beauty." That was our mistake. We got used to that beauty. We didn't sit on the deck in awe and watch those mountains slide by. The villages along the coast, the waters crashing up onto the stones of Basima and making music as it pulled the stones down. The palm trees, like the one behind me, moving, swaying in the breeze. The birds calling. We got used to the beauty around us and so we missed it. We didn't really see it at all. That really woke me up. Every time after that, when we came down and back, I sat out on the deck and watched the beauty around me. Laudate Si, rejoice in God's creation. And then, now, sometimes we have to cry when we look at God's creation. We are spoiling it, polluting it, destroying it so much. Now our mission alive is to keep creation alive. Every one of us has that mission. Mission alive. What is your mission? My mission is to keep the world alive, to keep the world as a beautiful gift that God gave me, so that I, when I go, can pass it on to the younger generation. Laudate Si, rejoice in God's creation. But to rejoice in God's creation, we have to see God's creation. So look around you every day. Look around you and see the beauty of God's creation. Every day look around you and see God's creation being destroyed, being disfigured, being polluted by me. What can I do? What can I do to make God's creation better than it is now? To improve it, to make it as it was when I was born. It was better then than it is now. It was better then when you were born than it is now. Everybody rejoice in God's creation. Do something. to make God's creation beautiful. Do something to notice God's creation. Bye for now. Your mission is go and look at creation. Bye.